Let us see the next question. PD Limited, an existing company, is planning to introduce a new product with a projected life of 8 years. The project will cost 240 lakhs. At the end of the 8 years, no residual value will be realized. Working capital of 30 lakhs will be required. The 100% capacity of the project is 2 lakh number of units per annum, but the production and the sales volume is expected to be as under. So year 1 to year 8, how many number of units are going to be produced and sold is provided to us. Other information, selling price per unit is 200, variable cost is 40% of the sales, fixed cost is 30 lakhs. In addition to these, advertisement expenditure will have to be incurred as under. Year 1 to year 8 information is given. Income tax rate is only 25%. Straight line method of depreciation is permissible for tax purpose also. Discounting rate is 10%. Assume that the loss cannot be carried forward. Like that, the information is given. The discounting factors information have been provided to us. Advice about the project acceptability. Means over here we are required to decide that say whether the project should be accepted or not. That is, say whether we should make the investment or not. Again over here, for the purpose of decision making, you can adopt one of the 4 techniques: NPV, NPV index, PI or IRR. Usually we go with the NPV criteria because it is simple to apply among these 4. This is what we understand. I request all of you to make the calculation for the first 3 steps on your own. Step 1 to step 3, try to do on your own. Dear students, over here, the question is providing the information wherein step number 1 investment I am discussing with you. That is a capital investment of 240 lakhs and working capital investment of 30 lakhs. So in step number 1, the total investment is going to be 270 lakhs. 8 years is the life. So 240 upon 8, 30 lakhs is the depreciation year 1 to year 8. Because we understand that there is no residual value of the machinery. Then in step number 3, there is no capital gain or loss on the sale of the machinery. Why? Because the salvage value is 0. Further, salvage value is 0. However, there is working capital recovery of an amount of 30 lakhs. So we are supposed to consider the terminal cash flow of 30 lakhs. This is the way we have to adopt step number 1 to step number 3. So the right answer of the question along with me. Step number 1, investment. In investment, we will have capital investment of an amount of 240 lakhs plus working capital investment of 30 lakhs. So the total investment is 270 lakhs in the year 0. That is, step number 1 is investment. Step number 2 is depreciation. Depreciation would be found like this: cost minus scrap value divided by number of years. What is the cost of the machinery? 240 lakhs. What is the scrap value? 0. Divided by how many years? 8 years. So depreciation is year 1 to year 8. That is 30 lakhs per annum. That is the depreciation. Step number 3, terminal cash flow. And it will be received year 8 end. Terminal cash flow will be working capital recovery. It is an amount of rupees 30 lakhs. And that will be received at the end of 8th year because there is no salvage value of the machinery. Step number 4, a recurring cash flow. Dear students, over here, selling price is given as 200 and variable cost is given as 40% of the sales. And so on, further information have been given. I want all of you to tell me only first year recurring cash flow, only for the first year. So let us have understanding that say how to make the calculation of the cash flow. Friends, we do not have to prepare the cash flow for year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that, say we don't have to prepare it. We may prepare it only for the first year, second year, third year, and sixth year. Whatever is the third year cash flow, itself is the cash flow for the fourth year, itself is the cash flow for the fifth year. Whatever the sixth year cash flow, itself is the cash flow for the seventh year, itself is the cash flow for the eighth year. That is the way we are supposed to say make the computation of the cash flow. Okay, let us have understanding that say how to make the computation of the recurring cash flow. Everybody is requested to pay attention. We can write first of all the sales. Selling price is provided as 200 and the number of units are provided as 60,000. So we understand that say 60,000 into 200 divided by 1 lakh to get the answer in lakhs. So it is 120 lakhs. So I'm writing it over here 0.6 lakhs 60,000 into 200 rupees per unit. Variable cost. Variable cost is 40% of the sales. So directly we can compute 120 into 0.4, that comes to 48. Then cash fixed cost. Again it is provided to us in the example as 30 lakhs. Depreciation. It is again 30 lakhs which were computed in step number 2. Then advertisement expenses. It is an amount of rupees 50 lakhs. Okay, so we'll get the profit or loss before tax. So 120 minus 48 minus 30 minus again 30 minus 50. So there is a loss of 38 lakhs. Since there is a loss, you don't have to pay tax. So profit or loss after taxes, that is an amount of 38 lakhs itself. Depreciation is a non-cash item, so it is added back. And with that, say we get the cash flow. And the amount of the cash flow is 8 lakhs negative. This is for the first year. Try to do second year answer on your own. And friends, over here, just a clarification. That's the tax effect is ignored over here. Neither the loss will be carried forwarded because the question is providing the information that assume the loss cannot be carried forwarded. And as per ICAI suggested answer, they have ignored the tax effect in the first year also because there is a loss. And accordingly, we are making the calculation of answer. So let us do answer for the second year. As far as the sales units are concerned, it is 80,000 number of units. Please write an answer along with me. 0.8 lakh into 200. So it is 160 lakhs. 160 into 0.4, that is 64 lakhs. Cash fixed cost, no change. Depreciation, no change. Advertisement expense, 25%. So profit before taxes is 160 minus 64 minus 30 for 2 times minus 25. That comes to 11 lakhs. Income tax rate is 25%. So 11 into 0.25, that is 2.75 lakhs. Profit after taxes is 8.25 plus 30. That is 38.25. This is where the cash flow for the second year will be found. Similarly for the third year and sixth year. And then try to do NPV answer also on your own. So friends, all of you can always understand that going so systematically like this, we will be able to solve this very lengthy question also in a very smooth manner. Why? Because we are going systematically stepwise. So let us see. As far as the third year is concerned, the sales units 140 and sixth year it is 120. So 1.4 lakh into 200 and 1.2 lakh into 200. So this is 280 and this is 240. 0.4 into 280, that is 112. 0.4 into 240, that comes to 96. So now cash fixed cost is 30 lakhs. Depreciation is also 30 lakhs. Advertisement expense are 10 and 5. So profit or loss before taxes 280 minus 112 minus 30 minus 30 minus 10. So it is 98 lakhs. 240 minus 96 minus 30 minus 30 minus 5. So it is 79 lakhs. Income tax rate is only 25%. So the tax liability is 24.70, so 24.5 and 19.75. $73.5, 59.25. $73.5 plus 30, 103.5. $89.25. This is the way we make the computation of the recurring cash flow year 1 to year 8. Now we'll make the calculation of the NPV. This is the recurring cash flow. Now step number 5. Calculation of NPV. First year, second year, third year to fifth year, sixth and seventh year, and eighth year. I take 6 and 7 and not 6, 7, 8 because in the last year we will receive the terminal cash. First year it is 8 lakhs negative. Second year it is 38 lakh 25,000. Third year to fifth year 1 crore 3 lakh 50,000. Sixth and seventh year 89 lakh 25,000. Plus 30 lakhs. So 1 crore 19 lakhs 25,000. Okay. Now this is the cash flow. We'll have the discounting factor. Again, the discounting factors have been provided to us ready-made in the example. So we cannot use our own factors. We have to use the given factors only. So factor for the first year is 0.909, second year it is 0.826, third year it is 0.751, fourth year it is 0.683, and fifth year it is 0.621. Sixth year it is 0.564, seventh year it is 513, and for eighth year it is 0.467. This is the way we have the discounting factors. 751 plus 683 plus 621. So 2.055. 564 plus 513, 1.077. Now based on that we have the present value. So it is 8 lakhs negative into 0.909. So 7,27,200. $38,25,000 into 0.826. 31,59,450. One crore 3,50,000 into 2.055. So 2 crore 12,69,250. 2 crore 12,69,250. 89,25,000 into 1.077. 96,12,225. 1 crore 19,25,000 into 0.467. 55,68,975. So the present value of the cash inflow is 3 crore 88 lakhs 82,700 less investment 270 lakhs, and difference of that would be NPV. So minus 2 crore 70 lakhs. So it is 1 crore 18 lakhs 82,700. Since NPV is positive, the project should be accepted. This is the way we have done NPV calculation. Chalo, write down answer. As NPV is positive, comma, the project should be accepted. Full stop. So this is an example of CA intermediate examination asked for 10 marks in examination. So you can have an idea that this kind of questions are asked by institute in examination. So friends, over here, first of all, in step number 1, we made computation of the investment year 0, depreciation year 1 to year 8, terminal cash flow, that is working capital recovery at the end of 8th year. This is the most important working that we have. We are ignoring the tax effect over here because there is a loss and the question says that do not carry forward the loss. Step number 5 is very simple, wherein we have found NPV. Year 3 to year 5 cash flows are same. So third year, fourth year and fifth year factors have been summed up. You have to do this kind of smart working because number of times the cash flows are provided for a very long period of time. So unless you do answer smartly like this, it will take too much of your time, say in examination.